You have heard the story 1,000 times. Once, money was honest, backed by gold. A dollar was a dollar, prices held still, and no government could print your savings away. A lost golden age before the money got fake. It is one of the most powerful stories in all of economics. It is also mostly wrong. The gold standard was not a golden age of stable money. It was a cage. And the day we broke out of it is one of the most misunderstood moments in history. Start by being fair to it, because the nostalgia is not made of nothing. For about 40 years before the First World War, most of the rich world tied its money to gold. And over those decades, the price level barely moved. Average inflation was close to zero. A price your great-grandfather paid could be the price his father paid before him. And because a government could only print what its gold could back, it could not quietly inflate away its debts or its promises. That discipline was real. If you hate that modern money loses a little value every single year, the gold standard is the ghost you are missing. So far, so golden. But hold that word, stable, up to the light, because it is hiding something. Here is the sleight of hand. The long run and the short run are not the same thing. Yes, over 50 years, prices went almost nowhere, but year to year, they lurched, harder than they do today. When your money is chained to gold, your money supply is chained to how much gold happens to get dug out of the ground, not to what your economy actually needs. Strike a huge new gold find and prices rise. Grow faster than the gold supply and prices are forced to fall. So the era was not calm. It was a long, grinding deflation. From the 1870s to the 1890s, prices sliding year after year, broken up by full-blown banking panics. 1873, 1893, 1907. Runs on the banks, crashes, and no central lever to pull because pulling it would break the peg. Measured honestly, prices were more volatile under the gold standard than in the decades after the Second World War. Stable was never the right word. Rigid was. And that rigidity was not fair to everyone equally. Falling prices sound wonderful until you owe money. Because if prices and wages drop while your debt stays fixed, you now have to repay old loans in dollars worth more than the ones you borrowed. Quietly, deflation moves wealth from anyone who owes to anyone who is owed. From the farmer to the bank, from the worker to the bondholder. In 1896, a young politician named William Jennings Bryan stood up and put it in words that still ring. "You shall not," he said, "crucify mankind upon a cross of gold." He spoke for millions of farmers being slowly crushed by a money supply that could not grow with them. He lost. The creditors won, and America locked itself onto gold by law in 1900. The Golden Age had a victim, and it was the person in debt. Then the cage nearly killed the patient. When the Great Depression hit, governments needed to do the opposite of what gold allowed. They needed to lend, to cut rates, to catch the falling economy. But you cannot do any of that while defending a fixed price of gold. So the gold standard became the chain that held the whole world underwater. The economist Barry Eichengreen showed the pattern plainly. The countries that cut themselves loose from gold earliest recovered earliest. The ones that clung on, like France, sank deeper and stayed down longer. In 1933, Franklin Roosevelt finally broke America free. He called in the nation's gold, then raised its price from $20 an ounce to $35, devaluing the dollar on purpose, and the economy began to climb. We did not leave gold because bankers tricked us. We left because the standard kept demanding that governments sacrifice their own people to defend a metal. And the honest trade we made was this. We gave up rare, catastrophic deflation and took on chronic, mild inflation instead. So was the gold standard a golden age of honest money? Its discipline was real, and so was its cruelty. It anchored prices by making the whole economy rigid, brittle, panic-prone, and merciless to anyone who owed a debt. It was not stability, it was a beautiful cage. When we walked out of it, we traded the whip of deflation for the slow drip of inflation. You can argue about which is worse, but do not let anyone tell you we left paradise. We left a trap. History, audited.